It's been a while since my last video. Been doing a bit more night photography, so unfortunately I can't really film that. So I decided to get out and about and do a bit more of the daytime landscape stuff. Today I'm here in Dalkeith Country Park. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to move away from the usual seascapes that I've been doing recently. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what I'm probably going to call an urban historic landscape shot and take a photo of Dalkeith Palace, which was built in 1702. What you can see behind me is the actual building itself. It's pretty stunning actually. So I'm gonna have to find an interesting composition, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end up walking a bit down that way and look for a better perspective on this building. I'll show you exactly what the game plan is. You can see down in the background over there, there's an old bridge. It's called Montague Bridge, and running under the bridge is a river. So what I'm going to plan to do is actually go down there behind that actual bridge and get set up and take a shot through underneath the bridge to get the palace in the background. Hoping it's going to be quite a good shot. The only thing I'm worried about right now is I think I've actually got here a little bit too late. The sun's up and you can see it's on the side of this face of the building. This side's a bit dark and in the shadows, but I'm just going to take the photo anyway, so I might follow up with the shot at another point in time, but I'm going to give it a bash this time. So I'm just making my way down. I'm just actually on the other side of that bridge that I showed you earlier, trying to make my way down to the level of the river. There's the actual bridge, and you can see that there's a little waterfall in front of it as well. So what my intent is, I'm probably going to end up doing a long exposure to try and get the water all smoothed out and silky, and hopefully just add to the actual photo. Let's see how we take it. Pretty awesome location. So there's the waterfall and the bridge with Dalkeith Palace behind me. Those of you that subscribe to my channel would have seen my last video of me taking a long exposure of Aberdawa Pier resulted in me smashing my lead big stopper. So I was pretty gutted by that, and ended up having to replace it. So what I've decided to do is actually get a Lee Super Stopper, which is a 15-stop ND filter. I've not actually used it, so this is going to be the first time I'm giving it a bash. It's going to be a bit of an experiment, so the shutter speeds are going to be quite a bit longer than the 10-stop big stopper. So it's going to be a bit of trial and error for me initially, I think. Okay, so I'm going to go get the camera set up, and I've got the wellies on today because I'm actually getting set up in the middle of the river over here. So you can see the camera is just set up just in front of the waterfall. The challenge I've got though is I've actually made a mistake with the time that I'm actually shooting this. I should have probably planned this better. What you can see is that the foreground over here is actually not really lit up by any light whatsoever. So it's going to end up with probably a blown out image in the background, but what I'll do is I'll take multiple exposures at different points so I can try and maybe do a blend of the images to try and correct that. Okay, just a bit of info on the actual settings I'm using for this shot. Sitting at an aperture of f9. I generally shoot at f9 with landscape photos because I've got a Canon 16-35mm L series lens, and that's pretty much the sweet spot on the lens to get a super sharp image. ISO is at 100 to get the best image quality. and stop the graininess in the final image. And the shutter speed right now is, I think, is probably around about 18 minutes, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So this 15 stop filters caught me off guard a bit, so taken a long time to figure it out and experiment to get a decent exposure here. Hopefully the final image is going to be pretty good. So what you can see is the sun's actually starting to shine down on the top of the waterfall, and it's starting to light it up. So the challenges I was having previously with there being a really dark foreground starting to disappear a bit with the sun moving. Pretty happy with this final image.